What is the real Miami? It's not just a backdrop for the beginning of the Netflix series Narcos, or the home of Tony Montana in more recent times. Miami, Florida attracts many no matter the age, wealth, or status. Population just under 500,000, and an icon of the East Coast. This video will show you the most thrilling aspects of the opulent life Miami has to offer. Miami is a city that exudes and oozes all kinds of cultural aesthetics seen in television, films, music videos, and video games, including standing as the inspiration for a huge upcoming video game in the next few years, and it is home to individuals from all walks of life, no matter the wealth, age, or status. Truly, it's a birthplace of tropical clichés and luxurious living. Whilst watching this video, please leave a comment below, like the video, and subscribe for more where this came from. I truly appreciate it. Miami is a picture-perfect city, so if you haven't traveled there yet, make it a priority. Because of its proximity to the Bahamas, Cuba, and all of the rest of the Caribbean, Miami offers an abundance of sun, beach, and gorgeous people. Despite media stereotypes, the city of Miami has a lot more to offer than simply flashy Ferraris and Miami Vice. It's highly multilingual and cultural, home of DJ Khaled, and popular with Drake, Pharrell Williams, Will Smith, but also many darker characters who you may or may not have heard of. Although there are endless positives to Miami, the area has a history steeped in some particular aspects of crime. You might think of Miami as a place to flaunt your fast cars and your youth, or to visit as a snowbird upon retirement, but you might be surprised to learn that it was once a historically top stop for pirates, and was a favored area for them to bury their loot. I guess with its beach location that makes sense. It has been said that the hidden treasures of notorious pirates like Gasper, better known as Blackbeard, and Lafitte have recently been unearthed in this beachy paradise. The colder shores of England, the Atlantic Ocean, and the warmer Caribbean have all also had a lengthy history of piracy, with Miami having had much involvement too. South Florida was an absolute treasure trove for these characters of old, and Florida had its own history of pirates who would attack Spanish ships for gold and other goods found on board. Well-known pirates such as Sir Francis Drake, Robert Searles, and Harry Jennings were among the first pirates to leave a mark on Florida's history. If you're a fan of pirate films, you'll feel right at home here. So you've seen it in the films, in the top 10 places millionaires like to live, and in countless action sequences, but Miami Beach is an entirely man-made island, and like the youth that flaunt their Rolex watches and Balenciaga little black dresses, the island is still in its youth and infancy. Miami Beach, this tiny island across Biscayne Bay, was formerly an uninhabitable hot sweaty jungle, but after famed financier Carl Fisher purchased the land in only 1910, which is astounding as it's not very long ago at all in American history, its value only increased. He helped pay for the building of a bridge over the bay so tourists could access the beach, and he widened the shoreline to draw more tourists. If you ask who was the founder of Miami Beach, this fabulous getaway that we know today, the answer is Carl Fisher. He was the main promoter for the development in the 1920s as the site for wealthy industrialists from the North and Midwest to build their winter homes. Yeah, I guess they got tired of all that Midwest snow and minus temperatures, and if you ask me, a beach sounds perfect. In more recent times, in order to extend the beach, we're saying that 275,420 tons of sand had to be dumped into the ocean in Miami at the end of 2016. This is not unlike what we see in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, but in the United States. Miami's shoreline continues to erode. As a result of climate change and rising sea levels, at least 3 inches of beach are lost annually. But you have to be fully prepared to pay the price to maintain the most glorious beaches in the world when your entire economy is based on tourism, or at least the legitimate side of the economy. Saving the beach cost $11.5 million in total, but residents and tourists will now be able to enjoy the sunshine and seawater on a beachy backdrop for decades to come. So we've heard about male involvement in Miami's history. What about female? Well, it's the only American city that was founded by a female. What is now known as Miami was once a wild area intended for citrus farms, but it became a city in 1896 as a result of Julia Tuttle's encouragement directed towards a railroad magnate in the area to expand it and include the small settlement of just 300 people in its destination, making Miami the only significant U.S. city to be founded by a woman in the history of the states. Few people are aware of this fact about Miami, and many have never heard of Julia Tuttle, but just like the rest of Miami, its attitude and style has always been unique and should be celebrated. In short, Julia Tuttle was an American businesswoman from Ohio, a daughter of a United States senator, and she owned the property on which Miami of Florida was built. That sounds like a good deal to me. Miami, one of the most exotically designed and important cities, and recognizable in an instant, is home to the world's biggest collection of Art Deco buildings. The majority of these were built in the Roaring '20s. You may find up to 1,000 Art Deco-style buildings in Miami Beach's historic arts district, where you can spend an afternoon immersed in the arts. You'll want to take pictures of these structures all day and boast about them to your friends, as you'll look like you're part of a movie set in your favorite films. Miami's residents and visitors can unwind in a variety of social, cultural, and recreational settings. The collection of Art Deco architecture is one of the most important and pertinent of them. Many may be shocked to hear that some of Miami's oldest residences are hidden among all this modern construction, as the city is known for its skyscrapers and contemporary office buildings. A small residential district in the heart of downtown Miami is home to a number of historic wooden stable buildings, some of which date back to 1909. They don't have much in common with today's aesthetic, but they certainly stand out and make an impression. It's incredible that they've weathered so many hurricanes and still managed to stand strong after all this time. They are a reminder of the past and an important element of old Miami's rich history and architectural heritage, unlike any other city on Earth. This is a classic example of old and new Miami existing as one. It's never too late or too early to make your mark on this town. Due to the city's warm climate and year-round tropical weather, Miami is the U.S. city with the fewest parks and the only one whose borders are shared by 2 national parks. The fact that sunscreen was created in Miami's Biscayne Bay and Everglades national parks shows that Miami is more than just warm weather and Bugattis, but also skincare, and it is very apt that the cream slathered on beautiful bodies up and down the coastline was invented there. You can go for a run, hike, or just take in the breathtaking nature, which is unlike anything else in the United States, take it from me. In order to prevent personnel serving in the South Pacific during World War II from getting sunburned, Benjamin Green developed Red Vet Pet, a red petroleum jelly recipe that was later modified as a cream product under the name Coppertone. The first commercially mass-produced sunscreen in the United States was Coppertone Suntan Cream, which is similar to the SPF lotions and sprays we use today. Even though a lot has changed in the substance since those early times, Miami was its true original birthplace. Miami not only attracts tourists but also numerous American corporate headquarters. Miami, a city with a flourishing economy, is home to the headquarters of just under 2,000 global firms. Miami is renowned for its diversity and wealth of employment options. However, the ease of avoiding taxes may be the reason why Miami is preferred by so many enterprises. It's not just the British Virgin Islands and Switzerland, Miami is its own financial behemoth. According to reports, South Florida's crime rate in 2015 was more than 46 times higher than the national average, helped, or not so helped, by headlines of Florida Man. If you need to pause for a second and search to see what Florida Man is, please do so, and I guarantee you'll be entertained. For language lovers, Miami offers a very unique experience in comparison to much of the United States. Yes, Miami is a city with a diverse cultural population. You'll hear Spanish practically everywhere you go in Miami because it boasts the biggest number of Latin Americans in the U.S. There are up to 60 different languages spoken in Miami regularly, and there is a significant possibility that you may stumble into someone who speaks your native tongue if you spend enough time there. Given that Miami is so close to so many other locations in Central America and the Caribbean, this is very understandable and very, very cool. More than 60% of the region's economic activity, or $17 billion yearly, is derived from tourism. The majority of Miamians find employment at Miami International Airport, which covers an area of just under 3,400 acres, and is the second busiest airport in the United States for international passengers, and is the top airport for international freight. 1 out of every 4 jobs in the area are created by the airport. Well, if you build it, they most certainly will come to this town. During your flight to this paradise, you will likely have a smooth cloudless ride with nothing but sunshine and blue skies, and nobody anticipates snow in Miami, especially those older folks leaving from New York for the sun, yet in 1977, flurries were recorded and caught everyone off guard for a few hours. Although snow is seldom a problem for Miami inhabitants, the entire state of Florida is regularly battered by hurricanes and strong storms. Snow momentarily coated the palm trees. If you're lucky, or unlucky, one day on your visit to Miami you might encounter this magical sight again. There are many things that Miami is well known for, but let's get to know some of the renowned people that are proud to call this magical city their home. You may have seen his golfing Instagram posts, his TikTok posts, or his YouTube videos, but DJ Khaled is a Miami-grown behemoth and overall entertainment mogul. Dwayne Johnson and Enrique Iglesias also spent a significant amount of time in Miami, while the never-aging hip-hop entrepreneur Pharrell Williams possessed one of the most extravagant penthouses in the center of South Beach, which he sold for $9.25 million in 2016. I think the reason it attracts so many, no matter the age, wealth, or status they may have, is because the dream of Miami truly is real and alive, and is a dream many of us grow up with, hopefully becoming a reality at some point in our lives. But what do you think? Leave a comment below and like this video and subscribe if you want to see more where this came from. I truly appreciate it. Take it easy, and see you next time.